What's up, YouTubers? How's it going today? I am Henry, and this is Splattered Minds. Alright guys, so today we are taking a look at UFC. As some of you already know, I am into martial arts very much so, and one of the things I actually would like to end up doing eventually is possibly going into the UFC, so I do watch as many of the fights as I can. They are a lot of fun to watch. And just recently on Saturday, February 1st, we had UFC 169. It was a pay-per-view only event, so sadly I was not able to watch it. But I do keep up with all the statistics, all the recap shows, everything like that for all the ones I can't watch. Now, for those of you who are looking for UFC on a free channel, they do show an occasional UFC on Fox Sports 1, occasionally Fox. So anyways, let's get right into it. UFC 169, this was an interesting matchup from what I saw. Of course, Uriah Faber back on the ticket, was looking for a belt shot and sadly did not get it. There were no decisions by submissions on this card, which I found very surprising. Some of these guys that fought are very submission oriented, but it all ended up in decisions and knockouts. So let's get right into it. First fight of the night, Renan Barrero, Uriah Faber. First round call. Herb Dean, if you've watched UFC, you know Herb Dean has been in the business for a long time, and I was very disappointed in him by this fight. It was a first round call by Herb Dean in Barrero's favor. Now, what happened here was it was the first round, and Uriah Faber really did not come out strong. He was very much on the defensive, and even at that, it seemed like some of his defense was pretty lax. First round, though, you know, these are belt fights, so they are longer fights. So naturally, you don't want to gas yourself in the first round. But as it turned out, Barrero had Faber on his stomach, and Herb Dean was telling Faber, you know, get your guard up, start defending yourself. And from an interview they did with Uriah, he was saying that in that position, when Herb Dean said that, he gave Herb Dean a thumbs up, saying, I got it, you know. And Herb Dean took that as he was tapping out for some reason. So he called it in the first round. A lot of people were not happy with that. Of course, Uriah Faber disappointed, but he's not done yet. He will be back. Of course, within his team, there are a lot of younger guys that are itching to get in these title fights, so it could be a little while before we see Uriah Faber again. Of course, all of these guys are off until February 15th. That is going to be the next fight, which I believe will actually be on Fox Sports 1. So, moving on, Jose Aldo, Ricardo Lamas. Definitely a good fight. Went to the judges in the end. Jose Aldo won by decision. And it was fairly close. Looking at the online stats right now, Jose Aldo and Ricardo Lamas, total strikes. Jose Aldo had 85. Ricardo Lamas had 63. Aldo ended up with 2 takedowns and 2 submission attempts. So it looks like he had some pretty significant control. Of course, they score these things on octagon control, on strikes, and takedowns. and it was very close. Jose Aldo had 5 minutes 17 seconds of control. Ricardo Lamas had 4 minutes, so it was fairly close in that fight. But again, went to judges' score, and Jose Aldo came out on top. Moving on, Frank Mir. A brutal loss to Mr. Alistair Oversteam. Brutal loss. Oversteam just came out of the gun swinging. And it was a very decisive decision. Now, Frank Mir did have the one takedown, but, the takedowns where they are good, you have to look at their takedowns versus their takedown attempts. He only got 1 out of 3. And when it came to octagon control, he pretty much got owned. That's not to knock on Frank Mir. He is a great fighter. You can't knock him. I think we'll see a lot more out of him. Then moving on. Now, these are two guys I haven't really seen a whole lot of. And forgive me for butchering the names. It's John Linker and Ali. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that last name. Either way, Ali came out swinging. Very good victory. And he had 6 takedowns. Ali had 6 takedowns. So very decisive victory on that one. One of the last fights of the night, and possibly one of the other biggest ones I was looking for, was Jamie Varner and Abel Trujillo. Now, this one they did end up calling it, and I wasn't terribly impressed with this one either. I think I'm a huge fan of Jamie Varner. He's a very good fighter. And, this one got called at 228 in the second round. I think being that these are such big events, I think the refs do get a little more strict on what they call. And I think it hurts them in a way, because a lot of this stuff does not get called in regular fights. But we will see. So, got a lot coming up. We will see here. I'm going to look at the UFC schedule here. Coming up, Fox Sports 1, February 15th, of course. That one will be in Brazil, so hey, if you feel like taking a trip, go for it. Not I. Of course, then UFC 170. Ronda Rousey is no longer fighting Miesha Tate. She is going to be taking on Miss McCann. And that one will be in Vegas, February 22nd. It's going to be an awesome fight. And then we've got coming up March 1st, UFC Fight Pass. That one will be in China. Now, I was looking on here a couple of days ago, and they have put it back up. UFC 171 will be here in Dallas, Texas. That will be March 15th at the American Airlines Center. It's going to be Hendricks versus Lawler. These two are both brawlers. They are both big guys. Should be a very interesting fight. I'm actually considering buying tickets. So this should be very good. Then coming up March 23rd, UFC Fight Night, Shogun versus Henderson 2. This one was kind of set up last minute, but either way, these are both huge guys, and when they fight for blood. So it should be very, very interesting. So that's as far as I'll go on that one right now. Of course, you can always check out UFC.com for all the latest statistics, highlights, videos. And don't forget to follow us, Splattered Minds. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/SplatteredMinds. We are also on Twitter at Splattered Minds. Don't forget to submit your comments, your questions. We definitely are. We want to hear back from our fan base. So please take a moment, leave us your comments, leave us your questions. We'd really appreciate it. You can leave them all right down there in that little box. Don't forget, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If this is the first time you're seeing us, welcome. If you've watched us from day one, awesome. We appreciate it. Thank you. And don't forget to share us. Please, 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 definitely share us. And so that's where I'll leave you guys for today. Y'all have a great afternoon, and we will see y'all tomorrow.